Hello, Divergence. Thank you for all the times and ways that you show up for yourself. It makes the world a better place. I wanted to share a message following up from my birthday showcase, my birthday concert 2 days ago. Thank you for those who showed up physically. Thank you to those who sent words of encouragement directly to me. Thank you to those who sent words out into the world, into the universe, thoughts, intentions, energy, prayers, well wishes. Thank you to those who gave financially. Thank you to those who supported by buying my newly launched merchandise, ILY, the I Love You line. Thank you to those who played, shared in the microphone, shared your art. Thank you. What's the other thing I want to say? Just thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, there was one other category I wanted to say, but it's escaping me right now. But yeah, thank you for supporting me and showing up in the world more authentically. That concert, that show, that showcase, I shared mostly songs by my count. Afterwards, I think I shared 12 original songs and I shared 3 original poems and well, yeah, I mean, specific shout out to my partner Jamie. Thank you for all the ways that you showed up for me with this particular rep of showing up, and but just for how you see me and allow me to be. I appreciate it so much, and it's allowed so much more flourishing and thriving and rest and healing in my life. So yeah, and I consider that first ever concert of mine, that first ever showcase. So poetry, songwriting, I'm known to say jokes in the moment, kind of improvisationally, and I think I snuck at least one of those in that got some laughs. I wore, myself and Jamie wore that hot off the press ILY shirts is what we had on, but we also offered stickers and the I love you line. And those are the big block colors that I hand drew and hand painted with watercolor before having them printed. That's how I made the design, and it connected me in making that process, that journey to get there, connected to my youth. I used to draw more in my late elementary, kind of pre-adolescent, early adolescence, and then I stopped for, I'm sure, complex reasons, because I can't put my finger on exactly why, but I know that part of me wasn't celebrated. It's something I did, but it wasn't something that was noticed or even really seen or acknowledged. So and I only had 2 copies, physical copies. I brought copies of my book, Holy Shit. That was which what's the subtitle? Something like musings and thoughts from a middle-aged midlife crisis or deconstructed Christian faith, something undercover feminist, contemplative mystic. It's something like that as a subtitle, and I explore judgments in that. And that book I self-published 3 years ago, and I, for the most part, put it out there and just let it be, kind of like a, oh, what'll be will be, as if like, you know, and I'm not judging myself, but I've noticed over these years, and I'm just want to say this is what it was like. I just let it be out there, as if when I got my physical therapy degree that I didn't need to apply for jobs and that I didn't need to apply for multiple jobs, and that somehow just doing that, good morning, that somehow just doing that work to get the knowledge for PT, to become, at that time, I'm a doctor now, but at that time I was a master of physical therapy, to get that master's degree, as if that was enough, and people would just pay me and, you know, seek out my services, and then it would just blow up. But that's what I did with my book. I just put it out there and just let it be, and kind of like, oh, if it's supposed to take off, it'll take off, versus like, no, any book that's published, every book has its own story, so there's going to be outliers, but I'm just going to speak in generalities for ease right now. Any book that's published needs people to hype it up. Even the outliers need the hype, even if it's, you know, there's some sort of power that needs to take place so that people know about it. So even if it's, you know, mouth to mouth, that sounds weird, like it's resuscitation. Even if it's word of mouth, person to person, just in the community, there's a power in that. That's actually very, very extremely powerful. If somebody you respect tells you how much a book changed their life, or how much you think that person thinks it might positively impact your life, you are very likely to go get that book or whatever that resource is. But there's so many, so much energy put behind it. There's book signings, there's interviews, there's commercials, there's recommendations. I don't know the fancy phrase, it's escaping me right now. You know, you see that on a book jacket where another famous person, another famous writer is singing the praise of that book. So anyway, I brought those 2 copies, and I sold 2 copies, which is more probably than I've done in the last year, because again, I just let it go, let it sit there as if somebody's gonna find it way back, you know, in the recesses of the internet, if there's not traction to it, if there's not people hyping it and putting energy behind it. But I sold those 2 physical copies, and another person said, hey, next time I see you, bring one. I want to buy one. So I've got to go order some more. But that was like a last minute call in football, American football parlance. It was like an audible. It was like a last minute. You know what? This whole concert, but I started to call it a showcase, but concert was like the most overriding, I'm gonna walk for a little bit, most overriding feature of the time together. And so most easily like distilled understanding for people to say this is gonna be a concert, so when they come they know what to expect. And but as I got closer, I was like, this is really more of like a showcase, artist showcase, because I really wanted to, and it was so exciting to have those designs out there that I've been wanting to have this thought-provoking, positive brand that if our clothing is going to say anything, that it shouldn't just be supporting capitalism in the sense that like, oh, there's a Nike swoosh, or there's the 3 stripes of Adidas, or trying to think of a non-sports one, you know, Patagonia logo, or a Eddie Bauer, or you can see what comes front of mind for me, Tom's or something like that. We can have Levi's, you know, we can have Abercrombie and Fitch. We can have these. We become kind of tools within capitalism when we decide that what we're going to wear is just advertising for things that promote more consumption, more capitalism, more money for this company that of course we need to wear things. So like, I'll just think of some of the inventory on some of these different designs, because there's more coming out besides the I love you. I love some ones that will make you think a little bit more or differently than just a I love you, although I figured out, I learned at the concert that a lot of people don't know what ILY is. And that ILY, back to the colors, it's primary colors in the ILY, and then secondary colors and the periods in between, because it's an acronym. And that's pride colors, right? So the more integrated things can be, the better. And I lost my train of thought from where I was going before, but oh yeah, the inventory. So shirts, t-shirts, sweatshirts, clock, stickers, notebooks, bags, mugs. You know, these are things that we need. We need bags to carry things. We need cups to drink out of. We need clothing to keep us warm and keep us away from irritants. The sun, protect us from the sun, and then respect our modesty in situations, our privacy in situations where we need that. So we need clothing, right? But I've long wanted to have products that when you look at it, that either have it just be plain and beautiful, you know, in its simplicity, or the complexity of the threads and the materials, or delightful in the texture, the fit, the cut, or if it's gonna say something, that it says something that makes us better. And I've long felt that just having a label of the brand that you have it on, that's kind of like a status symbol, and for that company just helps other people know, like, hey, if you're gonna be like me, you're gonna wear this brand, right? So it's a status kind of thing. So this pushing for status makes us wanna, status and identity makes us, or a place in the world makes us wanna buy things. And so, so this artist showcase, I launched that. It was so exciting. So as I got close, I don't know, it's time to eat a little bit. So as I got close to the concert, I was like, this needs to be a showcase. So what else did so I invited people to my newsletter, one of 3 newsletters, but in this particular newsletter, Becoming Divergent, it's also a YouTube channel, it's also an Instagram page, as part of a project to help myself be my full self in various aspects, phases, and seasons of my life, and to encourage, invite, empower, equip other people to do the same by modeling people and inviting people into conversation. So I would love any touch points that you're in on this. Encourages me, whether it's a like on an Instagram, whether it's a like on YouTube, whether it's a subscribe, a follow, joining the newsletter, whether it's a comment that you give or a message that you send to me, written or verbal, or if you tag and or show me or tell me or tell our community the ways that you're stepping out, growing, trying, risking. And the safest way, by the way, is to do this in increments. And so I'm remembering and saying that I feel a lot of gratitude for the open mic community. And I know there's so much more to it. I've just been accessing the singer-songwriter open mic community with some little sprinkles of poetry, but I look forward to joining other open mics, and in particular I think next will be storytelling open mics and poetry open mics. But if you do any sort of thing that has a public-facing, supportive community, like an open mic, or there might be places that call them artist showcase, or maybe it's a place where it's a collective and you share visual arts, photography, drawings, right? Or where it's like a market, and you get to show your pottery or your paintings. Join those. So the open mic, and do it in the step that feels most inviting. So you might have a vision for where you're going. I have a vision that's much bigger than open mics and a single concert celebrating my birthday. Let me just deviate real quick there, take a little rabbit trail and wind our way back. But if I can remember, that was a big swallow. That's so funny. ADD is this challenging but also wonderful, beautiful thing. Like, I have so much creativity and ideas burgeoning out, and that's part of becoming divergent. Part of this project is to not mask or hide my neurodivergence, but to learn about it, be curious about it, be aware about it, express it, so that those of us who are neurodivergent feel less alone, feel less broken, feel like we can claim a place in the world, or just show up and take space, and to educate others as well about what our experience is like, emotionally, mentally, physically, how we interact with the world. In just a moment, I'm going to show you a very beautiful view, because when I peeked over there, it was awesome. So I'm about 2.5 miles into my run here. Oh, wow. So rabbit trail, get in nature, it's amazing. I've seen all these stink beetles, lizards, butterflies, flowers. So far, all these bushes and scrub, all this this rock, all this earth, this mountain, these minerals. Whew. So thank you to those who create spaces that have paved the way for me to get to the place where I could do a concert. The venue, I used Kulex in North Hollywood, and because I used that venue, part of the rate is I'll have a video to share in entirety or slice and dice. And what a gift. And I spent 4 months there, more weeks than not, more Mondays than not, spending money that I didn't think I had to allot to it, to be in this community. And that's what I thought I would do, 1 open mic a week. And then as I started doing it, I needed more. I did 2 a week, and there's definitely change and shifts happening in me because of the showing up. And there's some mysterious community, because I want to show up, but it's not like I have besties there or anything, or even what I would say, like people that I necessarily identify as friends just yet. But there's people that we show up together in encouragement, kindness, and to witness people creating and sharing their art. It's a very, 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 very beautiful thing. And all of our awkwardness and all of our imperfection. And so I'm so grateful to have done this next rep. Thankful for the open mics. Thankful for David Bridell's clown school in Los Angeles that really was such a embodied practice. Pardon me. Got a podcast episode about him. If it's not on the Lyle podcast. So Artist Showcase, right? So part of what I do is I have a podcast as well. But David Bridell, the founder and lead teacher of this clown school here in Los Angeles, just gave me 3 nights a week for 2 months this extremely embodied practice of showing up in the world, taking space, vocalizing, physically moving, being creative, overriding, learning to override the critic, learning to welcome emotions and to express emotions, to see emotions in other people, allow those emotions to impact us, allow my emotions to impact other people. So vital on this process. And I'm proud of myself for all the little micro ways that I've showed up for myself, writing songs, playing guitars, posting videos, things that I called open mics, even 3-4 years ago, on the internet as a way of just showing up. I wasn't ready to go to a physical open mic space. I wasn't ready to go on a street corner or to a park, but then eventually I started playing in public spaces where people are just moving around, like a park or busy intersection. Well, you can say busy, because you can grade it. Like all these kind of things are steps that you can take, and depending what your interests are, what your gifting are, what your capacity is in that moment, there's so many ways to incrementally grow and show up. And I had people, a lot of people who couldn't make it to the concert, didn't make it to the concert for their own reasons. And people said, I'd love to be at the next one. And it's interesting because I don't have a plan for the next one. I do, I called it my first concert, but it's really I'm going to take things as they come. Thanks for watching. If you're wanting to be connected to a people that are doing their best to become divergent, that is to be their authentic version, that unique self, hit subscribe here. See what comes up. Join the newsletter. And yeah, we'll see you again soon, I hope. Rooting for you.